Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm your host, Owen Smith with What's the Word? Today, I'm joined by Shinji Maeda. So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Hey everybody, good afternoon. I am now calling in from the Seattle, Washington. Hello, good morning, konnichiwa, whatever. Depends on where you are right now. My name is Shinji Maeda. I think I should introduce myself as founder of the president of Aero Zypangu Project 51c3 nonprofit organization. That is one of my responsibility for the public and the real world. I work at the Boeing company as a flight engineer, flying with the 737 MAX pretty much every day. Back in 2005, I graduated the Embry Riddle Master of Safety Science. Yeah, it's been a while, to visit the Prescott campus, but the about 7 years ago, before I got married, my wife, I visited the Prescott campus. I was so amazed because you guys got the brand new library, additional building, you name it, right? When I was a student, that was in the middle of nowhere in the desert, you know. So yeah, good for you guys. So yeah, thank you for having me today.
Yes, absolutely. The Prescott campus, shoot, they're building now. They're building so many new things. Like half the campus is under construction too. So, next time you're here, it's going to be a new campus again.
Yep, exactly right. Yeah.
Well, with that, what types of writing have you used in the workplace?
Yeah, so before the recording, we discussed about it a little bit. I don't do lots of writing anymore in my real life. Used to be, I made a whole bunch of the procedures, presentation, and so on. So, but back into the college life, you know, I was showing to Owen that what I wrote as a thesis, since I'm from Japan, sorry, you can feel my lovely Japanese accent still. But the I wrote the thesis in English, 135 pages and 106 pages in the Japanese. This was about the what is it? The air ambulance service. So using a helicopter or airplane to rescue the people. Since I have a little bit interesting background in terms of the um, um, you know lost one eye when I was 18 years old because of a car accident. That day became my first solo flight from the motorcycle to the ground. Only 3 5 seconds I flew. Of course, I can now log it, right? Because FAA will not like that. But so based on my background, I was very very interested in the those industry, considering that the safety science. So that is one of the reasons why I went to the Embry Riddle and I wrote the research report in English and in Japanese. So I wrote a lot when I was college student, like you guys doing it. Yeah.
What would you say was the most impactful experience or lesson you've learned about effective communication through college, through your early life, through what you do now?
Embry Riddle gave me the second chance to live my aviation journey, because before I came to the Embry Riddle, I pretty much gave it up in terms of getting a job in the aviation industry. There are two reasons. One, there was the car accident, like I said, when I was 18 years old. I lost one eye, eyesight. I'm completely blind. With this physical condition, Japanese government disqualified me to becoming a pilot because the people call me the handicap because of that. And moreover, unfortunately, back in 2001, September 11th, this event pretty much significantly changed the aviation industry. Therefore, I had a zero appetite to becoming the airline pilot. But when I enrolled to the Embry Riddle, one of the Professor Ed Richmeyer invite me for the discovery flight. And then he and I flew together with his Cessna. And at the end of the flight, he said, okay, so Shinji, you flew. Why you are not trying to becoming a pilot? And he knew I'm, 1'9", I'm blind. And what he told me was being a 1'9" is not good enough not to becoming a pilot because you can be. And in fact, you flew. What are you waiting for? So at that time, I was studying so hard because I had a zero experience in terms of how American people fly in the United States or how you guys fly the airplane. So I have zero experience about that. But that moment opens up the Shinji's Pandora, not only becoming a pilot, earning a life back because it was impossible to gain back the experience to my real life. So it's a little bit of mixed feeling because when I talk about this, because you guys really beyond the really lucky people because you are studying, where I gained the second chance of my life, right? And you are now hearing my story. And guess what? Yeah, your dream is gonna happen very soon. Yeah, that's how I see it, and that's how I always appreciate the what the Embry Riddle did for me, and without that university, I'm no longer exist on this planet. So yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. What a gift to hear about and to hear your story and what an amazing professor. What was his name again?
Ed Richmeyer, he has already retired, a long time ago. But yeah, he and I still, keep contact, sending an email, text message, things like that. In fact, every year we meet at Oshkosh. You know, then the catching up the life. So yeah, it's good.
Wow, what an amazing man. That's awesome. And speaking of your time at Riddle, what do you wish you would have known before leaving and transitioning into the workplace and well after college?
I was typical Japanese student. I am now U.S. citizen, but the typical Asian student or international student tends to be the getting a high score, graduate on time and get the job, right? That was the my mentality actually. But the if I can go back to the back in 2000 what 2004 5 time frame, I would tell Shinji that you know what, enjoy your college time because as soon as you start real job, of course it depends on the job, you're not gonna have the any break time, meaning is personal time even you want to study again, right? That'll happen. And that was exactly happening to me. As soon as I got the job, I was a part of the 787 Wing project. I had lots of business trip between Japan and United States to make the Boeing 787 composite wing. So back to your question, yeah, definitely spend time wisely, not only studying or drinking at the Prescott. Do you still have the Prescott Brewery? I don't know, but that was the we tends to go to the downtown every Thursday, drinking drunk, have party, hungover a little bit, and study on a Friday, right? That was my routine. But the again, you have the 4 years to go, or if you're a master degree, 2 years or 3 years, whatever. Um, spend the time wisely and do whatever you need to do as a student, because the time is money actually, and you never ever gain back those past time. So spend the time the wisely. That's my advice to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the advice. I was curious, the composite wing, is that what you are currently working on with Boeing?
Yeah. So I have a little bit of interesting background Boeing company. So when I started my job, I was the manufacturing operation guy as a supply management. Since I have the aerospace engineering, manufacturing engineering background, um, I was part of the 787 wing and the 777X wing composite production team. That's how I got the job, back in 2005. But later on, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I am now flight crew for the Boeing flight test team. Um, Believe or not, during the pandemic in 2021, I flew around the world with a single engine Beechcraft Bonanza. That experience encouraged me to be part of the flight deck world. Generally speaking, United States, if you go to the airline, everything starting from the scratch, correct? So um, that's why I didn't want to go to the airline, because I have a wife, kids. I didn't want to start them from the scratch in terms of the income. So yeah, I was reaching out to a whole bunch of the people, and the people encouraged me to part of the flight test team. And yeah, luckily I was able to get that job. And believe it or not, my coworker, not everybody, but the I would say, I don't know, 5% people graduate from the Embry Riddle, and then the maybe more than that. And it's kind of it's kind of ironic, because like I said, we tends to visit the not visit, we went to the bar every Thursday night, and then the even an undergrad and the master degree people, oh, are you there, Shinji? You know, so yeah, I was there, and I don't know, I didn't know you, but the I was there, and then everybody said I was there too, I was there too, I was there too, and then the yeah, now the teammate, and then the that's the kind of beauty of it, because aviation world it's really big, but actually small. And eventually you're going to meet those people. Oh, really? You are there, the Prescott campus? Well, actually, I was studying at the Florida, things like that. And then the eventually you guys going to be the same team. And maybe someone who's listening to the this podcast may say, "Hey, Shinji, I heard your podcast. Oh my goodness, pronunciation, it's really crazy, it's very Japanese sweet accent, things like that." We're going to have that conversation. So yeah, that's, believe it or not, it's very, very small world.
Wow, that is amazing. It truly is. I mean, shoot, I came here. One of my family members, one of my cousins, he went here too, and his brother went here too. I didn't even know it until like a year ago, before like I was already here. But wow, that's just amazing.
Yeah, so that's why, Owen, even you are studying the not the pilot side of the world, guess what? You may be becoming a pilot and eventually doing the airplane stuff, right? And maybe, or you going to do a human factor, or maybe you're going to do a management. Maybe you're going to do, guess what? You never know, because like I said, I have the really different background in Japan, but the United States embraced my you know capability in the future, and that is the beauty of this country. So do not underestimate what you can do in your life, because that is a huge lessons learned I got from the Embry Riddle. And without this university, guess what? You are not hearing my story, and we are not meeting today each other. So
Yeah, it's what an amazing opportunity that you're able to take. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing. I wanted to ask about the nonprofit you worked with and founded.
yeah, so back in 2008, I started the giving at the public speech for the as a motivational speaker. Then 2018, officially we set it up a nonprofit organization, 501c3 tax exempt organization. The reason why I developed the set it up this organization is pretty much the paying forward I got from United States, along with the aviation activities. So two purposes. One is giving you a speech based on my true story. The story is very painful because I became the handicapped. People call me that you are handicapped, cannot do this, that, that. Those culture unfortunately still exist in Japan, but I became the one-night pilot. I gained a job. I have family. I flew around the world. Everything is possible. Even people tends to say that is impossible. So those message I've been giving at the the speech to the public, and also upon request using this the Let Beechcraft Bonanza, I provide the discovery flight, and then like Ed Richmeyer did for me back in 2003. As soon as you on the runway, full power, and he said, "Okay, let's go, Shinji. You have control." And I said, "What? What?" And then airplane, starting at the speeding up, getting the faster and faster, and eventually you're going to take off, right? So that experience I'm giving to the public, and the people will realize that, oh my goodness, I thought I cannot fly, I cannot do such a crazy things, but Shinji was right. From the beginning until end, I took off, I climbed, cruise, descend, and I land. What I do is just taking a video with the GoPro and cheering him up. Then people will realize that, yeah, I did that. I did that. That moment, they don't need to be the pilot. They don't need to becoming a pilot. They will simply realize that, yeah, I can do that. I did that. That case, probably I can try to do XYZ, So that's the name of the game of the Aero Zypangu, and that's all about the based on what I got from the United States and the Embry Riddle. Yep.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for your work with Aero Zypangu and for speaking to all of these young folks and youngsters I saw on the website. And yeah, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing some advice and sharing your story with me today.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
This podcast is supported by the Department of Humanities and Communication at Embry Riddle Aeronautical University in Prescott, Arizona. Our hosts are Abigail Bradbury and Owen Smith. Matthew Haslam is the department chair, and I'm Amelia Chesley, assistant professor of professional writing. Many thanks to the Prescott Campus Writing and Design Lab for hosting our transcripts. The intro and outro music is Wanderer by Alex. You can find us where most podcasts are found, and please do reach out if you are a Prescott Campus alum. We'd love to feature you in a future episode.